Right away, you don't want to open up with something ridiculous. You want to turn the finger. Listen, we got on here. We got on Graveyard. We're good.
Are you calling someone?
Hi, honey.
Everything good? All right, I'm going deep in the murky waters. So,
all right.
Is it cold out there? Is it cold out there?
Yes, it is indeed cold out here, but we're doing well.
All right, and my bitch is there?
Your main bitch, Jay, he's here.
All right, send him my love.
Well.
Bye. That's it.
Oh
That's
my god!
It's TikTok.
I thought I was hallucinating.
What?
Because you said I'm putting it on airplane mode, and then a phone started ringing.
No. I called my wife before I put it on airplane mode. You know I'm a professional dog.
Oh, I figured it out.
I figured it out. I know you did.
Every week you call me, and half an hour earlier I have to take the edible. Pretty soon it's gonna be 9 a.m. taking the. You're like, this week it was 4 o'clock.
I had a rough morning, so I had to come home and take a nap before the edible. I got up, I washed my muffler, I made a protein shake, and I threw 3 of them down, and I just threw another one down with a fucking Schnapple iced tea.
Ooh.
That's it. I haven't had dinner yet, so it's perfect. When I get out of here, I have a little fucking something. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best part. I love doing it on an empty stomach, and then like it's a great day. And like do you time out at all? You probably don't. Like you don't look at your face. You don't time.
You're really irritating me. You know what I'm saying? Why are you bothering? Time out. I think a time out. Believe it or not, if I told you this, man, I can't eat these no more during the week.
Wow.
Because I find myself like destroying food, like back ripping and shit, like in the morning, whether it's, fucking salad, a protein shake, whether it's, sometimes I eat those Honey Nut Cheerios. I kill that box, that little skinny fucking COVID box. They used to be big boxes. Then all of a sudden fucking COVID came and the boxes fucking shrunk. Can somebody that to me?
Well, that's what I was talking about. Like I time out my edibles to eat. Like I don't want it to hit after I already ate.
You need to train. You're like a half a fag.
It's not like a break. Like I take it in order to eat.
Milligrams. There's no 60 milligrams in our world. We started 200 here. So get it together.
Listen,
right?
can you give me the benefit of the doubt and tell these people when I took 60 the first time in like years is when I was driving back from a show. It was driving back. I don't want to drive an hour on 200. Where's he going?
I gotta get my snap.
Walk away.
The fuck? What's happened, you savages? The check-in is brought to you by Freeze Pipe. Happy Halloween. Listen, stop looking like a moron when you're getting stoned, all right? If you're tired of breathing in harsh smoke and then coughing up a half a lung, you gotta try Freeze Pipe. It's an awesome device that cools down the smoke by over 300 degrees. So you can take icy cool hits all night long like a doctor. You pop the glycerin chamber in the freezer for an hour to get started, hour and a half. As the smoke passes through the chamber, bam! It's cooled off. No afterburn, no coughing. I love it. I made a video yesterday on Instagram with the new freeze pipe I busted out. I had the other one for like 2 years, but it was time to go bigger. So listen, check out their newest pieces, the mini bong and their tornado bong. I really love it. It's a tight little bong. You can hide it under your car. It's an awesome way to get an icy cold hit every time. Let me break it down for you. This company is American-owned for 7 years and affordably priced. Shop the smoothest and coolest pipe, bubblers, bongs at more at thefreezepipe.com. Use code Diaz, D-I-A-Z, for 10% off your entire order. That's freezepipe.com, code Diaz for 10% of your entire order. And remember one thing, this makes a great Christmas present. Trust me when I'm telling you. Even grandma will love it. The check-in is also brought to you by Blue Chew. It's Halloween. It's a beautiful night to sling dick with your little fucking crazy outfit on. You're going to have an incredible evening tonight, but don't ruin it with crappy sex. Blue Chew is here to make sure things stay up and up. You know what I'm saying? even if you have a Wolfman suit on, it's tight around the waist. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers ED meds straight to your door with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and you're getting all the fun at a fraction of the cost, all right? Just sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their medical providers, and once you're approved, bam, you get the prescription in just a few days. It's totally online, so nobody knows nothing. You don't have to go to some doctor's office, and they look at you like a vampire, and you don't got to think like your dick is broken. Hide behind the veil of the internet and perk things up from the comfort of your couch. Listen, this is the real deal. You pop one of these Blue Chews like 30 minutes before you want to get down. Forget about it. You'll be sniffing a little panty liner. You follow me? Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it, Jack. And as a special deal for the check-in listeners, try Blue Chew free. What are you talking about, Joey? Free when you use promo code Joey at checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Joey to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details. Lee, where you at?
Turn off your TVs, run for your lives. It's over. They didn't put you on this planet just to give up. If Uncle Joey could do it, I could rule the world. That's what you got to be thinking. Welcome back to
Happy Tuesday, you savages. Uncle Joey here with the fucking flying Jew, Lee Syatt. I shouldn't even say that because now they'll chase him in an airport. You know what I'm saying? Lee's going to start getting chased like fucking OJ in the 70s through airports. That shit, I was talking to somebody. They said, did you see what happened in Russia? I don't know. Anyway, it's good to see everybody. What's up, Leland?
I'm doing really good. I hope I don't get fucking chased. I
How
can't
was your
fucking
week
run.
of comedy this last week?
Really fun. I did
My infection ear is starting to heal, but now it's dry. So I got to put cream in my fucking ear with a Q-tip. Now the whole day it feels like there's sperm in my fucking ear. It just goes. So I don't know what's what me. I got like Donald Duck in my left ear. Please, I got problems. 60 years old, everything starts falling apart. Who has a fucking yeast infection in their fucking ear? You know what I'm saying?
Well, why are you putting? Do you think it could be from putting your glasses in your ear?
It could be a lot of things. Sometimes I put my pinky in my ass and put it in my ear. You know, something's gonna fucking happen. A pumpkin, a fucking piece of corn, something. But anyway, I'm good.
But
now.
it was really good. I was really happy. I had a couple cool things happen. But it was at this one show I did, and I did the longest I've ever done. I did like 39 minutes, and that's
Oh shit,
crazy for me, which is
You
really
didn't
cool.
call
And everything. What do you say?
You didn't call CAA?
I left a message.
All right, I'll call you
But
back.
but it was really cool. Like a bunch of people came out from the podcast. It was like this one guy said he walked 3 miles like from the call. He was at like Worcester State, and it was just really cool. I offered. He said he got an Uber.
Okay.
I offer. But it was just really cool because I've had a bunch of like not like terrible terrible sets, but a bunch of like stuff I wasn't super happy with, and I did basically every joke that I do, and it was able to like flow, and it was I thought I did pretty well. There was like 30 people there. It was pretty
How
fucking
many sets
cool.
you do last week?
Let's see.
I need this number quickly.
5.
This number should be in a little number. You should have a little like like geeks have that little pen thing where they put their pens in there. You have to have one in your shirt with how much money you got in the bank at that time and how many
Right.
sets you did last week and what your goal is on sets for next week. You know, your bank account changes every hour on the hour. I know you got millions of dollars under the mattress, but you got all these investments. So a guy like you has got to be on top of everything. So every hour you got to call the bank. Lee Syatt -9991. Give me the account number. But Mr. Syatt, you just called last hour. Listen, I'm calling every day on the hour, every fucking hour. However you want to figure it out, that's it. Shit's changing. There's a war, Saudi Arabia, gasoline, things are happening in fucking, everywhere. I'm really sorry about, but you know what? I knew that dude shot himself. I knew that dude in Maine shot himself. I told my
Oh
wife,
yeah.
other people, they're looking for a fucking ghost. He shot himself. He ate some mushrooms and went into the weeds and said, "Fuck it, it's over." Ba-boom. I'm done. Where you gonna go? You gonna go to Canada and deal with the Mounties? They're gonna, I don't give a fuck who you are. Even Rambo got shot a few times. This guy didn't look like Rambo. He had, the shit going on. But anyway, my heart goes out to the people in New Hampshire. Leave the fucking house because there's a lunatic in your fucking neighborhood. It felt like us during COVID. That's what I kept thinking about. This feels like me during COVID. I'm sitting here waiting for fucking some guy to jump through my window with a Black Lives Matter hat on and a fucking ready to shoot me and shit to death. Anyway.
You
Sorry.
said no, thank you. Oh my God, I can't breathe.
What's the problem?
Everything you do, nothing.
Yeah.
That's not the problem. It was funny.
It was not good. It was not good last week. My heart goes out to that. There was a time when you didn't watch shit like that. You don't pay attention to shit like that. But now, since it's everywhere, it's all over you. You gotta read a little bit and see what's going on. I don't believe in nobody anymore. First they said he shot 40 people, then it went down to 22, then it went down to 18. And I know in the beginning the numbers aren't accurate, but my heart goes out to that place. Don't deserve a fucking lunatic like that.
No.
But they got those people. It's like when I was thinking about when I first went to Colorado. When I was 19, I met fucking dudes out there that eventually they were going to shoot somebody. Like with an AR. There was a lot of Vietnam vets when I got to Aspen. And I really thought about it after I left. I really got tight with two of them. I got tight with two Vietnam vets. One in Basalt. Or where did he live? Yeah, he lived in Basalt, close to Aspen. And then when I moved to Boulder, I met a guy and I was friends with him till the dad got in that car and left.
And he like, how did they remind you of the mass shooter?
Listen, you could tell that they were a little unstable. They had to go to the VA. They were on medication. Some of them had Agent Orange. And they had issues. They were too young when they got shipped over there. And the Vietnam guys really saw some fucking wild shit. I wasn't there. I was a young kid. I was in Cuba. Yeah, I wasn't there. But, I talked to this guy a lot. And none of those Vietnam dudes I never did cocaine with.
Why?
They smoked weed and they drank. They didn't do coke like that. And they told me about what happened. They would tell me little things. You see a lot, man. That's traumatic. 18. I don't care how they train you. The mind is the mind. So.
It's interesting you say it though, because my mom is still, she watches the news like 3 times a day, and it was on right before we started, and the CBS News was doing a story about how like there's a statistic, they see a trend of people who do mass shootings. There's a trend of like a certain percentage of them have a military background, and they were like, I couldn't believe they had it on the news because that's gonna piss off everybody. But then B, I can't imagine going through like being a soldier. Like I can't imagine every day. Like I'm amazed more people don't have like panic attacks and freak out. Like it doesn't surprise me that like people who go through that terrible shit have issues that we don't do like anything about, which is crazy. But
when you see something traumatic, right? When you're walking in New York City and some guy on a bike gets hit by a car, you giggle, you walk a little bit. He's on, no helmet on, so it's not going to be a good fucking thing. You're not going to see that every day. Unless you're in the city every day, your percentages are higher that one of these bike guys in the city gets hit by a truck or something, it happens. But that's one day that I saw that. Let's say I saw his head blow up. Let's say I saw a building land on him or whatever. That's one day. And that could do a lot of damage to you. My heart
Yeah.
goes out to you if you ever witnessed that in any level. But to see it every day for a year or 6 months, to live under that pressure, you know, and then to get out of it, it's like you got a fucking air tank and it's filled and you're like, deflate it, and you don't know where that balloon's gonna land. So
That's a crazy way to describe. I've never heard it described like that, but it's
true. Like I said, I really was interested in those guys. All three of those guys that I became friends with, I really thought the world of. One guy used to sleep at his house on Friday nights, and I would hang out with him. I'd smoke dope with his wife. We'd watch movies, we'd talk about weapons. He took me to shoot, So it was always when I skied, when I first got up there, the guy who owned the Mason Company was also a Vietnam vet. But he was like a good-looking, blonde-haired guy. He was all right. He was a ski champion. Like he had won something, and he was back home. He was originally from the area, but he seemed normal. He was running a business. And that, hey, listen, that's a good little percentage there,
It's great.
What
And
What else?
So
Well,
yeah, I wanted to. Speaking of news, Joe, could you pull up that clip? I saw something, and I wanted to get your reaction to it.
Here we go.
I know, because we were talking about your rules. You're in my head with everything, but especially with food. And I saw this guy. He is gonna raise your blood pressure.
In Los Angeles, if you order a bagel, you walk in, you say, "Hey, can I get a scoop gluten-free bagel?" The person behind the bar is usually like, "Of course, we have these different options today for gluten-free. Of course, I can do that for you." In New York, I just walked in and asked for a scoop gluten-free bagel. The guy just looks at me and goes, "I'm not scooping your fucking bagel, bro." It's like, dude, that's how I want it. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I was like, all right, on to the next one, I guess. There's nothing more.
So that's it. Like, what? Do you know what a scooped bagel is?
I have no fucking idea.
It's when they go in, like you ask them to like
Hold
scoop
on. Yeah. There you go. My wife made pasta fazool for lunch with like triple garlic in it. I've been farting, knocking myself out. I must have passed out 3 times this afternoon from the garlic.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It was even in my sleep apnea mask.
It got in?
What?
It made it into your sleep apnea mask?
Yeah, I took a nap this afternoon. So when I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck is this garlic smell in this mask? I had to soak it in Listerine and brush my teeth and take a shower, get that garlic effect out of me. But anyway, why are we talking about garlic here? What are you, a vegetarian? What else is going on, cocksucker? Some dude who ate a scoop on a bagel. Listen, man, what can I tell you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't know what they're talking about, a scoop and a bagel. I'm an old man. I go get a bagel maybe once a week. Sometimes I put that hot jalapeno spread on it, a little turkey, a little Swiss cheese, a tomato. Stop it.
That's it. So, but you don't ask them to scoop the innards of the bagel out, like the.
No. I never take the middle out. If anybody takes the middle out, I take it out of Italian bread, rip it out of there, and then put a stick of butter on that motherfucker and put it down like a little super ball with the butter in the middle, and I just pop that motherfucker. That's how you eat bread, the guts. People used to tell me when I was a kid I was going to get sick when I got older from eating all the guts out of bread, but I don't give a fuck.
This guy's not eating it. He's taking it and throwing it away.
I know. What are you going to do? These people are mooks. Why do you even bother me with these people? Well, when I lived in LA, you'd go in and say, let me get a gluten-free fucking bagel. Let me tell you something. I own a place in the Bronx, and you come in and ask me for a gluten-free bagel, like I'm at this age, I just got like a fucking torture chamber downstairs.
Why?
Because I'm going to put everybody who fucked with me, I'll put them downstairs like that Hannibal. What's that movie, Silence of the Lambs, where you used to tie up the chubby chicks in the basement and shit and give them cream to rub on them and stuff. I put anybody who comes in with a goofy fucking, can I get goat's milk in the coffee? Sure. I got a goat downstairs. Let's go see it. You can milk it. Here, bring your kid too. You fuck. Goat milk.
God. That's what I thought. I can't stand fucking goat's milk. No, I had a good weekend. I did a bunch of like stuff with my girlfriend's kids. Like we did the pumpkin maze shit and carved pumpkins.
That's great.
Yeah. I've never liked. I like Halloween for like the candy. Like I've never done like the adult Halloween party thing. Do you? I can't imagine. When was the last time you dressed up? Does Mercy make you dress up?
Are you fucking crazy?
I don't know.
Party and there were 3 dads last night that looked like fucking jackoffs. I just sat there going, what the fuck? Why do I do this to myself? I put on like a New York Cuban shirt on. That was my Halloween costume. I wanted it as Ruben the Swinging Cuban. All right. It's for the
Well, then-
imagination.
That's it.
But you look at you know me, I don't know. I have no sense of humor when it comes to that. I was never a big cop. Listen, on Halloween, you know what I did? I'm coming over. I don't want no pennies. I don't want no Tootsie Rolls. I want a dollar bill. Or we're gonna have a fucking problem, right? Me and 2 of my buddies are coming over. We need dollars. I don't want no apples. I don't want no candy. You know, but that candy comes in handy, except for one night when I eat like fucking 1,200 milligrams, and I go upstairs and I bump into one of those candy bags, and I
Oh
can't
yeah.
those baby roots and the fucking every night I destroy something different. I take all the baby roots out, then the next week I take out all the fucking M&Ms. Then the next week I take all the Swedish fish.
The Reese's
And
pumpkins are the things that get me. Those Reese's pumpkins are fucking dangerous.
you know, but now over the years it's slowed down. But when I have edibles, I can't control the sweets upstairs. My wife, we got a box of fucking chocolate from from Mercy's softball team to sell.
Mhm.
These kids don't know how to sell dick. Okay. At that age, I was selling them, stealing them back, reselling them, fucking taking the insides out, you know. But these kids don't even, I even told her, I go, we have to take those up to a restaurant and sell them. She's like, no, Dad. What the fuck? These kids have no idea how to fucking sell. I'll get her. Trust me.
So
You
what?
have to
Did you
go-
end up buying all the chocolate bars?
Yeah, my wife hid them upstairs, but you know me. Find fucking, I'm a fat fuck. Look at this bugle on my face. I could sniff out odors that you've never seen before. So I found them, and they had almond bars up there. I was eating 2 at a shot, Lee.
Ooh.
Like 3
Yeah,
nights. I ate 2 of them. I told my wife, you got to get those out of the fucking house. Enough is enough. You know, I'm down there fucking lighting myself on fire with the bong. I come up, there's got to be something going on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's you live in a dangerous area. Like, have we told them about chocolate bread yet?
But who?
Like, I don't about
Yeah.
chocolate bread.
Staten Island, the Royal Crown chocolate bread.
Holy shit.
Delicious. And the last batch I got was the best batch I've ever had in my life. I don't know what it was. I ate that whole thing in one sitting. I left the elbow and I got up in the middle of the night and destroyed the fucking elbow last time. I told her, don't bring that shit over here no more.
And she's not gonna listen.
Nah, I won't. Trust me. I got to go. This is the season. I got to go clean now. This is the season. You fuck around now, it's January and you're fucking 60 pounds heavier. I will. You know where I live.
Yeah.
You know. And
What
thank
do they
God.
bring over in your neighborhood?
What's that?
What do they bring over in your neighborhood now?
What do you mean? What do they bring over?
Like, cause like in LA you got tamales. Like, what do your friends bring to your house? Do you have people do that now still?
Coquito. Coquito is
What?
a Puerto Rican nutmeg, like a whatever the fuck that. What's that drink that people drink with rum in them? Eggnog.
Oh, okay. Okay, right.
Coconut based little thing with rum in it. You get fucked up. And I got a bunch of Puerto Ricans at the jiu-jitsu school. So there's 2 guys that sell it, $10 a bottle. And there's
Oh,
a Puerto
shit.
Rican guy that just makes it for me. And I drink like 1 bottle with ice cubes. You dope it up with some Malibu or something like that. It does nothing to you, but at least you drink the fucking nutmeg, whatever the fuck it is. The eggnog.
Eggnog.
I like eggnog. I'm not an animal.
Really?
The eggnog. I drink 1 6-ounce glass every Christmas, and that's it.
Why is that? Do you get like have you gotten fucked up on eggnog?
That shit, they'll find you dead and buried. You start drinking that. Listen, if you want to put weight on, if you're a fucking skeleton, you start drinking that shit every night and lifting weights, 5 sets of 6. Squat, deadlift, behind the neck, front of the necks, bench press, and bent over rows. That's it. Do those basic exercises and eat a steak, shrimp, salads, apples, but at night, blast off with a fucking eggnog. You see what happens to you. You get big, man. You
Yeah,
get
you used
big.
to,
I will fucking yoke you up like a motherfucker.
Jesus. And you used to tell me to get chocolate milk after I do the kettlebell guy. So
Yeah,
like
a
I
little
want to
bit
like
milk, just a little something. Because they said that at the end of the workout, people drink electrolytes, but then somebody was saying that milk ain't bad. So I don't listen, I'm a fat fuck. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just
me
trying
neither.
my, I'm saying. I had a good month working out though this month. This is my
Really?
best month. Yeah. And this is my best month since like June. July I got a little fucked up with my back and the whole lung issue in August. September I was halfway there, but I kept working out with weights the whole time through, except for the week I went down to North Carolina, and then I came back and I had to breathe. When I go to the gym, the first 10 minutes, I wanted to fucking shoot myself
Why?
because I couldn't breathe. I'd do the bicycle for 25 minutes, hit on the bicycle, and then I'd start stretching out, and then I'd start doing weights. The first 10 minutes were brutal. But I go, if I could push through these 10 minutes, I'll be fine. And I kept going. Then I started going back to jiu-jitsu. And that's changed me. That's made between this, jiu-jitsu steady, I got a steady thing now. I'm good. I'm very happy and very good. I'm good.
What's your schedule every week with it?
What do you mean?
Like is it Monday jiu-jitsu, Tuesday weights? Like what does a normal week look like for you?
I stick to it. Wednesday off, and I stick to it. Wednesday I get lost. I go run my big errands. If I got to go to Newark, if I got to go to Union City, if I got to go to Cliffside or North Bergen, if I got to go to Fort Lee, that's what I do on Wednesdays. I get the fuck out of here so I don't go to the gym. I get tempted. Then Thursday, I'll lift this time. And then Friday, I go to jiu-jitsu to switch it around. And that's it. I burn a certain amount of calories at jiu-jitsu on Monday. And then Friday, I do whatever the fuck needs to be done. I just stay there till I get sore. Because if I go all out on Monday, I won't make it back till like fucking Sunday. And I can't have that. I have to be more consistent. So, hey, man,
And why?
I'm doing the best I can, brother. Because
Yeah.
you have to maintain some type of schedule somewhere or you lose your fucking mind. You got to maintain some schedule somewhere. And for a long time, people would call me for something. And they go, all right, we have to do it at 12:30. And I go, fuck, I can't go to jiu-jitsu now. So I stopped that. Whatever you could do at 12:30, you could do at 2:30. I'll be home by 1:30. I'll wash my monkey, get a fucking protein shake, and I'll go wherever you need to meet. But 12:30 is out of the question. I don't do that many lunches no more. I stopped that shit. So it's good. I'm in a good fucking spot. And something else happened in my house this week.
What's
This
that?
has been going down. This has been going down for about 2 years, but it really came to life when we moved to this house because I would keep my bong under the bar and I keep
Ooh.
my little grinder under the bar. It was hidden, but the weed is very pungent.
Yes, it
So
is.
every time people would come down, you could smell it. Sometimes my wife goes, you could smell it in the fucking hallway when you walk in. About 3 weeks ago, I took the bong and I cleaned it with the steamer and hot water. I boiled it. My
Right.
wife, she's like, are you smoking pot in the house? The whole house smells. Because the bong was fucking deep in THC and I steamed that motherfucker. So a couple of days ago, I'm talking to my wife, maybe 2 weeks ago. She says to me, Joey, the cops were at school and they talked to Mercy about marijuana.
Wait. Specifically Mercy or just her class?
No, the whole class. It was like the DARE program, a certain
Okay.
cop. Which listen, you got to have that. I had that growing up. Not that it made a difference, but be honest here. Not that it made a difference. I'm not proud of that, but that's the way it worked out. And I told her, and then she came back and I said, so I heard they talked to you at school about drugs today. And she's like, yeah, Dad, marijuana. And then she just started rattling off. Like she absorbed the whole conversation. And she was talking about how this THC, like little things. It does this to you, Dad. It does this to you. I go, okay. About a week later, I come in and I go, she goes, Dad, are we going to go eat something? I go, absolutely. And I go change your hair and get a jacket and I'll wash my hands and we'll leave. Well, I went outside to sneak a bong hit and I'm sitting there with the bong in my fucking hand. And she comes,
Oh,
she goes, Dad, I'm ready. She saw the fucking bong, guys. She saw the fuck.
no.
So I hid the bong. I went in, I washed my hands, and I made believe it didn't happen. We had a great time anyway. I didn't bring it up, but the whole night I felt weird. And I felt like, I got to come clean with her at some point. I got to come clean with her about 20 things. I just had to wait for her to understand, She's still too young for a lot of things. So she saw the bong and we pussyfooted around. And then one night she comes into the office when I moved it. And my grinder was on the table and the lid had fallen off it. And she looked at it and
Ooh.
looked. So now I got to say something to her. So I didn't say nothing to my wife. I waited a couple days and she came downstairs to do something. I called her over and I go, pull up a chair. I got to tell you a fucking story. Ooh, who shot that? Who shot that cannon? And I go, listen, when I was 13, I was raised this particular way. I knew what drugs were and I knew the evils of them. But one day, Mercy, I just couldn't take it. And I didn't like alcohol and my friends were smoking pot. And it made me feel terrible. I took that fucking joint. I took a hit off it. And I go, my world changed, Merce. I go, I didn't have anxiety no more. But I was very ashamed of it for 2 or 3 years. For 2 or 3 years, I was very ashamed of smoking pot. I did it with certain people. I put cologne on. I gargled with fucking Listerine, a little bottle, Banaka. I did the whole thing. And then my mother died. I didn't give a fuck anymore. Everybody smokes pot. It wasn't a big fucking deal. So I told her the truth. I said, I started smoking, blah, blah, blah. And then I came a couple of years ago. I did this and I joined with a company. And that's what laughing gas is. Also, she sees laughing gas and she sees the joint tubes and she's not stupid. She's not stupid. She doesn't know what's in there, but she never really asked. Now, when I was growing up, I lived in that same predicament. I know they were doing something. And then I found out what people were doing. And then when people would talk about it in front of me, I had to make believe like I didn't know what they were talking about. But in fact, I knew more about drugs than they were talking about. But I wasn't allowed to say nothing. And that always created like this conflict with me, like this inner fucking conflict,
Because you had a conflict because you knew it and you didn't tell your mom. Like, what was the conflict?
The conflict was I saw people at my mother's bar doing coke. I didn't have the heart to tell other kids. It was 1975. I was fucking 12. I would see them put the coke rocks, and then I would wake up in the middle of the night and they'd be in my living room putting coke rocks in their nose with the aluminum foil wide open. I would go into the living room and talk to them, but I would make believe I didn't look at the aluminum foil. At one point, they stopped putting it away, and at one point, it was just an uncomfortable position, but I knew how to. It fucked with me a little bit as a child. That, what I'm saying? Like I knew something that nobody else had a secret about. That here's my living room. I'm waking up in the fucking 7th grade and my mom is cooking and there's fucking my stepfather's watching TV and there's 3 gorillas drinking, fucking snorting coke in my living room, listening to Cuban music. Something ain't right here, But it was very hard to come clean with people at that age and go, what are you talking about? I just left fucking 3 junkies in my living room.
Right. And it's like your living room now couldn't be more different. Like Mercy doesn't have that at all.
No. So this house is peaceful. There's nobody showing up here stabbed in the middle of the night. And I got to, clean his hands with gasoline because he shot somebody. And, my life isn't even close to that. This is we watch Venom at night, the cringe, whatever the fuck it is, I don't want that in my house, especially for her. So I fucking told her what laughing gas was. I explained to her that I made a living, that it was medical marijuana, and it helps people, that we donate to a couple fucking PTSD places, And I just didn't want her to live with that. I told her, don't say nothing to your mom. And I asked her mom today if she said something to her. She goes, no, she hasn't mentioned it to me. So we're straight. I feel a lot fucking better now. And next I got to drop another bomb on her. And then I'm going to have to drop another bomb on her because she understands, but she really doesn't. Like, do you think I'd be talking to you about this 20 fucking years ago? No. What am I doing here? But I just want to let people know that it was a tough decision for me. It was really fucking tough. I pulled it off, and I feel better for doing it. I'm not lying to her.
Well, I think a lot of people, and I'm not a parent, but I hear a lot of parents talking about like when you make that decision to like tell someone about that, and like I think like the medicine thing is that like, was it just the fact that she saw it? Were you just gonna wait for her to see it? Like, what was it? What made you make that decision?
I was going to tell her eventually. She was going to smell it. She's not dumb. All right, let me tell you a quick one. So there's a little boy that comes over here. I love him with all my heart. He comes over to watch football. He comes over, sits here. I give him a yoo-hoo. We watch the game. Then he goes home. His little sister comes over also. But one day I passed the joint to the mom, and she left it in her car. And the next day the kid came in the car, and he goes, Ma, it smells like Joey's house in here. And she told me, she goes, you got to clean up your house. So this is part of the reason to get rid of the bar. The children area now is completely fucking clean. I got the bongs outside. I got them locked up. So whatever bong I want to use, I go over. I broke out a new one from Freeze Pipe, like one minute they sent me a while ago. I also fucking raffled off 2 of them at the book signing in Brick, New Jersey. If you attended, it was a fucking great event. Everybody was cool as shit. My nieces came. My dear childhood friends came. Frankie Edgar showed up. I owe him a call. Maybe he can jump on his podcast pretty soon. And it was just a nice night. Too bad I can't do, like I'm having a hard time getting them. When you call these places, they fucking talk to you like Jimmy Bum Beam. So I'm done, unless they come up with a new Barnes and Noble in the area. I've called all of them. 914, I've called all of them. Manhattan, people like come to the city, but there's another place in the city. And they said they were going to get me in there. And so, I can't fight with people no more. I'm at an age now. I don't want to yell at agents, any of that shit. I just want to fucking do the podcast, work out, eat good, and be a fucking dad and smoke reefer. I got fucked up this weekend too.
Oh, you did?
I'm cool during the week. I'm very cool during the week. But you know what? On Friday, it's Miller time. So I opened up a 3-gram cookie from fucking Silly's. I think I had an oatmeal raisin. Bam, ate that. And then midway somewhere else, I popped another half a bar. Lordy, I was on fucking fire. You understand me? Friday night, I was seeing shit. I was hearing shit. And then Saturday, I cooled it down a little bit because I knew Sunday was going to be a big day. And then Sunday, I actually shot a video for them for Silly's. And as I was shooting it, I was eating it.
Oh, damn.
After shooting the video, I realized I ate a bar. It's
You didn't think about eating like a fake bar for the video?
Like that. You know me, dog. There's no fakes in my fucking world. I can't be selling people a fake. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta fucking take one for the team. How are you gonna sell something if you're not fucking inhaling this goddamn thing? You know what I'm saying? So I went deep into the murky waters. By the time the fucking Jets came on, I was like fucking, that's the only game that was on over here. I don't have the NFL package, and I was too high to drive to Jimmy's to watch the fucking game. I was out of it. And I watched that Giant game, and I went into a fucking coma. The only thing that was keeping me alive was I put a small fucking 25 on Dallas, and they were blowing out the fucking Rams at home. That's the only bet I put in.
That's it?
I fucking went deep on the Lord's Day. So when I went into a little nap, a little fucking mushroom, whatever you call it, like a
coma,
a trance.
Oh, trance.
And I came out and my wife's like, we got to go to a Halloween party. What do you think I did? I fucking ate another half a bar. And I went to the Halloween party and I was on fucking fire. I got home at 7:30 last night on fire. I watched 2 episodes of The Killing. I watched something else. I didn't even eat nothing. The fucking
Jesus.
mushrooms were burning a hole in my fucking heart. I loved them. For you motherfuckers, remember always some of the best shit. Sillies. Go to Fung Factory Farms on Instagram. Use my code Uncle Joey Savage, capitals. All right, whatever. What do you call them? Uppercase.
Uppercut.
Tell them
But
Uncle
it-
Joey sent you.
I actually had that. I had that written down. What do you? Because like, I took the edible early and I started getting a little bit of like paranoia. I started getting nervous for some reason, and I was thinking like, because you talk about you like being nervous and when you're fucking like, what's your advice to someone to like calm it down? Like, how do you like go like keep from losing it?
Go in the bathroom and throw cold water in your face.
That's it.
And if you really panic, get an ice bag and put it on your neck. And if it really goes sour, take that same ice bag and put it between your legs on your balls. If that don't calm you down, then jump off the building because it ain't gonna get no better. You know? That ice bag to the balls might set shit off also. It might hit some erogenous areas and make you go fucking crazy. And next thing you know, you're fucking a mule down the road. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What are you asking me these stupid questions for?
I don't know.
The first thing I do when I got into a jam that time at the San Jose Improv
Right.
was like a chicken sandwich. That slows it down. If you eat a lot of edibles and CBD.
CBD helps.
You know, if you're fucking out on an edible and it's really taking you down and your heart's beating and on your fucking Whoop watch, it's like fucking 128. I can't have you calling the hospital like a half a fucking fruitcake. I can't have you doing this shit. So what you do is you put some CBD under your tongue, just basic CBD. All CBD for it to work has to have a little bit of THC, but it's not going to be enough in there to put you over a fucking, put you over. I just had one of those THC burps from the capsules when they're fresh. Ooh,
Oh, I love that.
I love that shit. That means it blew up in your chest. Tremendous. It's probably going into my fucking lung right now. Working it, Lee. You know what I'm saying? Walk at it. What time is it here? Who the fuck knows? Anyway. So yeah, that's my story and stuff. But you're slipping lately. You're not in training.
Well, I am too in time.
I'm over here fucking holding up the fort, eating sillies 3 days in a row. Tomorrow I got to get up early, go to the gym, and then from there I'm going to the red light therapy to sweat all this Maluka juice out. I'm going to throw the small 20 to fucking raise it up to about 35, 40 minutes. I'm going to sit in there. When I get out of there, my balls are going to be, when I go into the fucking red light therapy, at one point, like at the 28-minute mark, I just always cut my balls, and it's like jelly's coming out of them. It feels like guava. It's like this thick paste. So I don't know.
What do you do with it?
I drink it. What do I do with it? And I put the towel on top of it. What do you think? I put it in a container with fucking collagen and drink it like some fucking mook galore?
I don't know what you do with it. You said you go every week and you check for it.
Yeah. What you do is you go in there and you piss in a cup when you're in there, so you don't have to leave, and then you drink that in the red light therapy. I'll give you the small 25 if you do it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you pee in a cup at the red light therapy?
It's a joke, Lee. It's a fucking joke. When was the last time I peed in the cup? And now, word from our sponsors. Hey, the check-in is here, and let me tell you what I'm going to talk about today. DraftKings on Halloween. Life doesn't have to be boring. Shake things up with DraftKings. DraftKings is the official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, has an amazing offer for you to keep things exciting. New customers, you're going to score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down just $5 on the NBA. Did you hear what I'm saying? They're going to give you $200 in bonus bets. You can make a lot of dough with $200. Get off the couch. Even if you lose, it doesn't matter. You're still starting the season off with an instant dub. You can even string together bets from same game or build your parlay across multiple games. Let me tell you what DraftKings did last week. To introduce me to the NBA, they threw me a free $10 bet. Did I win? No, but it doesn't matter. The intention was well off. Why? Because DraftKings cares. So basketball is going to be more fun when you're in on the action. Listen, you have to pick a game. You could pick that dude, Damian Lillard, to score over 30 points the whole season. How many times he's going to think he's going to do it? You're going to be in the green no matter what. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and press in code Joey. New customers get 200 in bonus bets instantly for betting just $5 only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code Joey, Joey. With DraftKings, the crown is yours. Now, if you got a gambling problem, we got to take care of this. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK. But if you ain't got no problems, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and let's get this party started, all right? I love you. Stay black. Back to the show. We're back, savages. I got to fix my eyeballs. They're not straight tonight. It's like I got punched in the head a couple of years ago. I had a comic who got hit, beat up at a club. And when I saw him, his head was jaded. The guy decked him, and probably the skull went this way. He's all fucked up now. What are you going to do? Anyway, what's going on with you, Lee? What do you got
doing
going
really
on this week? That's the most important thing. What's going on in your world of comedy? I told you about my world. I got nothing going on.
I'm good, man. I have a show on Friday. I'm hosting. The next 2 weeks. I'm hosting at least once a week, and the show's in Turner Falls, Massachusetts, at a brewery. It's gonna be a lot
And
of
what
fun.
about during the week?
During the week is open mics.
You got to remember.
Well, Halloween is canceling.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got to remember, Lee, I love you to death. You're doing 4 to 5 sets a week during the week. That's big. Don't ever trip on yourself if you don't have Friday and Saturday work. In time, you'll start getting guest sets. In time,
Right.
when people come to town, they're going to go, call Lee. I just saw him in Milwaukee. Let him come down here and do that. And you just go down there. You're not expecting no money. You go down there, you work your magic. You work behind a different host. Maybe the guy's a fucking balloon act. You learn how to follow a fucking balloon act. I don't know. But that's how you really get in the mix. But right now, you're doing the best thing in the world. 4 to 5 sets a week. That puts you at 20 for the month if you do that. And you take the weekends off and play the violin. I don't give a fuck.
I'm trying, and I'll have to look back and see what I'm averaging, but I'm trying. I'm trying to do as much as I can. So it's pretty.
You're going for 300 a year at this level.
At least.
You're going for 25 spots a month right now. You've been doing comedy for 3 or 4 years. Right now, you're going, now, all of those paid. If you have 25 in a month, if you start getting 5, that's your goal. Right. And then for 2 months in a row, you get 7. Then the next month, you go up to 8.5. Some guy gives you a steak for dinner if you do the open mic. You know, it's just Lee and it goes on and so forth. And next thing you know, you go from doing 3 spots a week at open mics to 4 or 5 to doing 3 and 4 at a club. Now you're doing 7 spots and 4 of them in front of a real audience. And you build until the final goal is to be on stage every night in Los Angeles. So when you get 10 years from now or 8 years from now, fucking the world is yours. You've already gone through this basic training.
And that's like, it's crazy to think about, but that's like, it's honestly all I think about. And it's hard. It was, I was kind of down on myself, honestly, for like the last week or so. I felt I was like very upset, and because like it's been a trend of, if I'm in front of like a booker or someone like that, it's not, I don't usually do as well as I normally do.
No, because you get nervous. So I'd rather you take yourself away from the booker. Go in there, but now you're just telling me jokes in the green room like you used to. Take your mind there. You know, it's funny. When the book came out, I read it immediately, even though I did the audio on it.
Right.
And then last week, my wife wanted me to sign it for somebody. One of her neighbors said, "Can you sign it?" And I picked it up to sign it, and it opened up to like a chapter, and it was stand-up comedy. You know, and it was that time, you know. I forget now because I ate those fucking edibles. But it was pretty inspiring to me. I read like 5 or 6 pages, and I got the tingles because I knew how special that time was. Now, at that time, I was making $9,000 a year,
Fuck.
but that's how special that time was to me. There was so much action going on. I was part of a community of comics. I was part of a club in Seattle. I was hanging with Josh Wolf. I was living with Josh Wolf. It was, even though I was starving to make ends meet, it was a time that you can't replace. It was a perfect launching for me to go to LA. And it talks a lot about Doug Stanhope helping me out, on the store for me. And, it just brought me back. And next thing you know, I'm doing 5 nights a week at the fucking store, Lee. And I'm dying 4 out of the 5. I'm dying Saturday in the main room. I'm dying Thursday in the original room. Wednesday, I'm doing all right. And then I have 2 nights where I get lucky and I have good sets. It's a rotation. Don't get down on yourself, even though you are. I did. I did. But the thing about comedy, the thing about it teaches you to break down is comedy is a day-to-day war. It's like those kids that went to Vietnam. You're going to Vietnam for 10 years. And your war is to get better. And it's day to day. I was a junkie, so I know what it's like to get up in the morning, drink whatever's there, and already think about how am I going to get $25 today to fucking score a bag. But now you have to take that and put it to comedy. So I would wake up in the morning, and that's the first thing I would call everybody. What's going on tonight? Because you don't know. Some guy would say, I got a fraternity in Fort Collins. Do you mind if I give you a ride and do 10 minutes? No. That was part of the addiction. That was addiction, that I had to have something by 12, or I was just fucking hijacking a show. I was going to an open mic, a poetry reading. I was going to, whatever provided 8 minutes. I was fucking hooked. The same way I was on Blow. We were having a conversation the other day on the phone about how it gets to a point where you don't want to be anywhere else but doing comedy.
Right.
And that's a very hard thing to tell people, especially when you have a relationship. And they look at you and go, what'd you just say? And you're like, listen, you got a nice house, your pussy smells like flowers, but I'd much rather be in a dingy bar in the back with a bunch of guys that are looking for a fucking dream. It's a pretty interesting concept when you think about it. And everybody in that room has their own little dream, whether you agree with them or not.
Right.
There's guys who don't even have a dream. They just show up every fucking Tuesday. And here you are worrying about all this stuff. Just show up. Any comic, just show fucking up. Keep showing up.
You were talking about being part of like a community, and so I was thinking about something today, and it's something that I don't do well enough, and I don't spend enough time just hanging out after. Like, and I see that it's something that like I think is important. Like how much would you hang out in those days?
Every night. Every night. When I was doing open mics in the city, it was tough. Nobody wants you creeping around like a spider. You just fucking died, Thank God the piano player was here to save the fucking walls from collapsing. They don't want you hanging out. So if you, like you did, you get one of your comedy buddies who bombed with you, and you go get a slice of pizza, and you try to meet up tomorrow, write a joke, maybe take an acting class, maybe go to a free comedy workshop at NYU. There's so many things. We were talking about comedy work. Comedy work is not just fucking getting on stage, guys. It's not just getting on stage the first 5 years. You're doing everything. In the next couple of years, you're going to bump into people. Everybody's I'm a producer. No, you're not. You're a Mook Levan, okay? You know who's a producer? This guy, because he's done comedy. He's ate his shit. He figured out he's not a good comedian, but he's a good promoter. And he's got rooms. He knows where he stands, and it's a beautiful fucking thing, man. I'm so happy for you, Lee, in so many ways. it makes me, I see the fucking beauty. I remember some of the beauty. Not that I ever want to fucking do it again, but it was a very, very fun. I appreciate when you call me at night and go, I went to an open mic. There was a guy in the back that was yelling. 2 weeks ago, you went somewhere, there was a tranny on stage. There's always something going on. And that's the world of an open mic. It also tries to test your will for you to go, why am I down here? This guy's missing a leg. I got a guy up there with a beard on. I got another guy playing the bongos, talking about he hates Jamaicans. But that's what builds up. So when you get to a higher level, nothing could fucking phase you.
That's definitely true.
You can light yourself on fire. If I'm killing, you're gonna die before I jokes until you burn to death or you laugh to death. I don't fucking know. But it's such a, I don't watch that much stand-up anymore.
No?
No, it's kind of weird, but it's great to see, like Ari. Like I talk to Ari a lot. That's my dog. I talk to our other buddy, Sickler, Simone. We always talk about comedy, and it's like I feel good now because I can talk to you people. I'm like semi-retired, but I can consult. And you guys know I won't take you down a dark path because I've done it all. So I know what I'm pretty much talking about, or at least I'm pretty fucking close when it comes to stand-up. We weren't one of Hollywood's pretty boys. We just didn't walk up there and people loved me right away. I had to work for every inch. And that's why it tastes so much better today, cocksucker. So I got to tell you this, Lee. You're going to love it.
Okay.
So Saturday, I had to go to ShopRite. All right. My wife wanted me to get like Entenmann's breakfast stuff, like maybe a Danish. They were going to go to church or something like that. So
right.
You know about that shit, go down there. I walked in. I went to the wrong area like I did last time. She didn't tell me till I got home that Entenmann's got 2 places at ShopRite. So I only went to the one place. I got to be honest with you, I was kind of high when I went in there. And I don't know. I looked at the Entenmann's donuts and shit like that. She wanted a fucking cake to bring to church where they all sit around and cut the cake. Not that she said, I'm just going to leave, but you got to show up with something.
Right. So
I went down there and I didn't find it. I called her up and she goes, just come home. I'll go over there. So as I'm walking out, some kid goes, Uncle Joey. And I go, yeah, what's up? He goes, can I take a picture of you? I go, come on, walk me to the car. I give him a fucking number. Now, when I give him the number, I could see he's a little stunned. He takes the picture and I got the whistle in my pocket, right? So he takes the picture. He goes, Uncle Joey, I got to talk to you about something. I grew up on the church. I listened to it in high school. He goes, I got to ask you something. I'm 24, but there's a girl that wants to date me and she's 42. Ooh. She's fucking hot, but I don't know. I'm kind of scared. I go, what are you scared of? And she goes, well, I've always dated, girls my age. I don't know what to do. What would you do? I'm embarrassed to ask my dad. I go, listen, bro, 42. Is she divorced? He goes, yeah. The kid's like fucking 10, but she goes away to the father's on the weekend and she wants me to hook up with her. I go, have you shown up yet? He goes, no, I'm kind of scared. I don't know what direction to go. I go, listen. I go, what nationality is she? I go, she's Italian and she's hot. I go, listen, you go over there and you grab those diabetic ankles. You flip her on her back. You rip those panties off. You get that panty liner and you sniff the drippings. And then you on her fucking. You never sniff the drippings of a panty liner?
I've never picked up a panty liner.
You sniff the drippings, then you blow your nose in it, and then you fucking throw it up in the air and say, whippy. And then you eat that monkey, they go fucking bananas. They don't know what to do. He just looked at me and I blew the whistle at him. And he just walked away, fucking mummified. Poor bastard never heard language like that in his life.
He's never heard of a panty liner.
Yeah, he just looked at me. I go, rip that fucking panty liner out of there. And you sniff the drippings. And then you dig into that monkey like a man out of prison. You understand me? He just looked at me.
What was he? Did you ever hook up with someone like that, 10 years older than you?
When I was 19 or 18, I had a 28-year-old girlfriend, but she didn't have a panty liner. She didn't even have panties.
Jesus.
He wore panties like once in a while.
How did you meet her?
She was cutting my hair. To be honest, she was my neighbor. I had just moved to Colorado, and her and her sister lived next door, and they'd always come over and hang with us and cook and share food. I was
I remember
young.
that girl.
Yeah. I was young and stupid, so I would go over there and try to hit on her. And one day I just asked her the truth, and she goes, when you move out, we could hook up because I don't want to sleep with my neighbor. I go, bang, don't worry. Dog, I wasn't out of that fucking apartment 2 hours. I was already in front of a house with a fucking tuxedo on, a dozen roses. And she came back to my house with fucking brie cheese and an apple. I had never eaten brie cheese before, and crackers and shit. And she had a kid. She wanted to sit in the middle. And I'm like, listen, I'm 18 years old. I just want to eat your fucking, I just want to get to tune you up. And she's like, nah, you got to eat some apples and brie. And we laid out there for like 4 fucking hours. And I'm a kid. I'm like, I just want to do what I got to do here. I don't want to lay out here and talk about fucking, the impossible.
I can't imagine you do it. What would you tell your 18-year-old self now if he was telling you that
What?
that you ate brie and apples? Like, you wouldn't eat brie and apples now.
I love brie cheese now.
Really?
Anytime I go, like, I won't buy it for the house, but if I go to an event and they got a circle of brie cheese, that motherfucker's going to go. I eat half of it and I wrap the rest up and put it in my pocket. I like that brie cheese. I eat one piece on an apple just to feel like a fucking Boy Scout. But that shit goes on a piece of cracker or a nice piece of Italian bread that's crispy, a little brie cheese, a piece of prosciutto in that motherfucker. There's a place around here that makes a turkey sandwich with brie cheese.
Damn.
And it's pretty fucking good. I only had it one time, but it's part of a sandwich. It comes a certain way, like with mustard and stuff. My friend gave me half of one of the girls' softball games. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Have you ever done that? Have you ever taken food from like a buffet or something? I've
To
always
go?
wanted to. Yeah.
When I was a kid, when you're 16, we used to go to the Mai Kai and try to put a bunch of shrimp in a napkin and put it in your sleeve and your jacket. And then hopefully you make it out of there. If not, the napkin falls, the other shrimp falls, and he's walking straight. Something happened once at one of those restaurants when my friend dropped a napkin with something in their wings, and it landed right in the middle, and everybody looked at it.
Yeah.
This is 40 years ago. I mean, it's not like people at home. Remember we were in the restaurant, that chubby kid? No, they don't remember this shit. But I remember we were young, and we went somewhere. One of my buddies tried to be cute, and you get, the Chinese napkins, they're big. And they if you put them, he was clipping them, and then he put them all in there before we left so the grease wouldn't go through it.
Damn.
And fucking, yeah. So
Did you guys get kicked out or something?
No, we just walked out. It wasn't me, dog. I'm not into stealing fucking Newark fucking shrimp. I'm not going to go to jail for fucking shrimp with the black still in the back. It's that shrimp that you dip.
Yeah.
In the fucking 80s, when you gave away shrimp, everybody came out. Everybody tried to get over on shrimp. I still remember people going to me, bro, I go there just to eat the shrimp. And I look at them like, I get it. Now I just go to a buffet and get the goodies. But back then, just go to get the shrimp, and they didn't give a fuck where it came from. That shit will kill you at one of these happy hours. You got to be careful where you're eating that shrimp from.
They keep saying they have it in Vegas, like cheap shrimp cocktails. I've never seen it. Like, I've never seen like a 99-cent shrimp cocktail.
They got them. They got everything in Vegas. But it's not the shrimp that I almost died on when I went to that restaurant where you that big fucking prawn. It's going to be one of those leftover Katrina shrimp that's been in the warehouse since the fucking storm. And they just busted it out because it snuck through FDA approval, whatever the fuck it is. The fish people let it pass. And now, listen, if I give you 99 cents, what am I attracting? I'm taking a loser deal, so I got to give you a shrimp that's 3 or 4 days old.
Ooh.
I go to Vegas, I see a 99-cent steak and eggs. You got to ask yourself, what kind of meat is that? Is this a price leader? Am I going to go in there and buy this? And do they want me to buy green chili? Like when we go to Sam's, You buy the 2 eggs, and if you pay an extra 50 cents, they throw the green chili in, and So I've always been suspect of that mafia meat, that it's cheap. And what I heard they did, because I heard that this is what I read 30 years ago, guys. I read this when I lived in Boulder. Paul Castellano was a butcher.
Okay.
Okay. And when he became boss of the Gambinos, or a little before that, he devised a scam where the meat that gets old when you go to I don't want to name a supermarket because when you go to a supermarket and at 9:30 and it closes at 10, and they have you go to the steak section, they have 3 steaks that have been there all day, and you look at the expiration and they've been out there since yesterday. Paul Castellano wouldn't just throw that away. He'd take that meat and he'd dip it in a chemical. There was a chemical that they had, and it made the meat look fresh again. And they'd take that meat to Vegas. And that's the 99 steak. And then they'd said, the chemical would get you a little sick, like a little bit of diarrhea. Like you'd wake up in the middle of the night and you'd fart and a little bit of diarrhea, but not enough to make you go crazy. You wouldn't fucking shit blood for 8 hours. So
I had that happen before, 2 years ago. I went to one of those all you can exclusive or whatever all inclusive resorts in Mexico, and it was we left early. It was that bad.
Sure you did.
The steak was we couldn't eat one bite of it.
I remember being maybe, I don't know, a young comic and going, and dog, you starve as a comic. So when you go to these casinos the first time and you're a feature, they give you an employee card. That means you're eating the employee food. That's a piece of chicken with a bite taken out of it. But some guy took off the buffet, bit it, and put it back. No, I'm teasing you. But, listen, man, when you're broke and you're getting $600 for the week and you have to pay for your plane ticket out of that, you pretty much eat what they give you. You go to do a one-nighter in a bar, they're paying you $500 to do some fucking bar. You think they got steaks in there? They got onion rings and a fucking typical burger. And what are you going to eat? You got $4 in your pocket, and they're going to pay you with a check. What are you going to eat?
What they give you.
For dinner. Are you going to eat a fucking salmon at a bar where the bartender's got herpes on her neck? No, I don't think so. You're not going to get a fucking salmon dinner there. But you look around and you see where you're at, and you got to watch it. Can you imagine doing a gig and getting paid, and you eat at some fucking joint and you get stomach sick? I worked with a couple comics that happened to in 30 years, maybe 2 times it happened.
Fuck.
I worked with a comic one time when I was an open micer. I was in the crossover. During his show, he kept saying, "Can the host come up here?" I got to give you
the host?
No, I was the feature. This was one of the Bill Bauer gigs.
Okay.
I know his face, but I don't remember his name. And he fucking went to the bathroom to puke. He had eaten something at the fucking bar. And now he couldn't finish the show. So me and the fucking host had to finish the show. I mean, he got his money. I didn't give a fuck. I got more stage time, more time to bomb. So it all worked out.
I remember specifically. I forget when it was. It was years ago that you did the improv one night in Hollywood, and you were really sick, you had a cold, and you were standing out in the rain. I was like, Jesus Christ! Have you ever been traveling and gotten sick enough to not do a show, or do you just power through it?
You power through it. If you're on the road, what are you going to call the club owner and go? You get up that morning, you're all by yourself. You got no car. You got to take a cab to a CVS. You got to buy Theraflu, Vicks Vapor Rub, whatever they got at the hotel. You're going to be at a hotel that the people don't speak English. When you go downstairs and ask them for aspirin, they're going to give you a fucking baking soda, thinking you're making crack. So, you just got to work it. Dog, I had a horrible experience in 2015. I woke up with vertigo in Chicago.
Oh, shit.
And I had 2 shows on a Saturday night. And I'll never forget getting up in the middle of the night to pee and just falling on the floor and the room. And the whole day I had to sit in the fucking bed. Thank God the hotel had room service. I had to crawl to get the fucking room service.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, and I did 2 shows with my head twisted while the whole room was just going bang, 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 bang. And the next morning I was a little better when I got on the plane. And then I got home and I had to get my ears checked out, and I had something going on with my ear. And I had to remember for a while I had to wear something.
No, I remember you had vertigo, but I don't remember you crawling on the floor to get room service.
Anyway, because you weren't there. How would you
I
know?
thought you might have. I don't know. You told me a lot of shit about yourself.
Sure, but who the fuck was there? There was nobody else there. There was somebody there. You think I'd be crawling to fucking get the fucking food?
No, I know I wasn't in the room, but fuck. I fucking
Johnny
stubbed my
Two
toe. I tell you about it.
So where are you performing at this week, my brother?
It's a place in Western Massachusetts. It's a brewery called. Sorry. Next week I'm at Silvertone Bar and Grill in Boston and Brook and Feather Brewing in Turner Falls, Mass.
And this is Friday and Saturday?
Friday this week, Saturday next week.
Okay. Well, I'm really proud of you, man. I had a good time with you tonight, even though we're both fucking pretty high. But we got to get higher. We got to blow one out of the fucking water here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it. I love doing this, buddy. It's always good to see you.
Me too. It's good to see you. Joe, stay black. The check-in is brought to you by Freeze Pipe. Happy Halloween. Listen, stop looking like a moron when you're getting stoned, all right? If you're tired of breathing in harsh smoke and then coughing up a half a lung, you got to try Freeze Pipe. It's an awesome device that cools down the smoke by over 300 degrees, so you can take icy cool hits all night long like a doctor. You pop the glycerin chamber in the freezer for an hour to get started, hour and a half. As the smoke passes through the chamber, bam! It's cooled off. No afterburn, no coughing. I love it. I made a video yesterday on Instagram with the new freeze pipe I busted out. I had the other one for like 2 years, but it was time to go bigger. So listen, check out their newest pieces, the mini bong and their tornado bong. I really love it. It's a tight little bong. You can hide it under your car. It's an awesome way to get an icy cold hit every time. Let me break it down for you. This company is American-owned for 7 years and affordably priced. Shop the smoothest and coolest pipe, bubblers, bongs at more at thefreezepipe.com. Use code Diaz, D-I-A-Z, for 10% off your entire order. That's freezepipe.com, code Diaz for 10% of your entire order. And remember one thing, this makes a great Christmas present. Trust me when I'm telling you. Even grandma will love it. The check-in is also brought to you by Blue Chew. It's Halloween. It's a beautiful night to sling dick with your little fucking crazy outfit on. You're going to have an incredible evening tonight, but don't ruin it with crappy sex. Blue Chew is here to make sure things stay up and up. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have a Wolfman suit on, it's tight around the waist. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers ED meds straight to your door with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and you're getting all the fun at a fraction of the cost, all right? Just sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their medical providers, and once you're approved, bam, you get the prescription in just a few days. It's totally online, so nobody knows nothing. You don't have to go to some doctor's office and they look at you like a vampire, and you don't got to think like your dick is broken. Hide behind the veil of the internet and perk things up from the comfort of your couch. Listen, this is the real deal. You pop one of these Blue Chews like 30 minutes before you want to get down, forget about it. You'll be sniffing a little panty liner. You follow me? Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it, Jack. And as a special deal for the check-in listeners, try Blue Chew free. What are you talking about, Joey? Free when you use promo code Joey at checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Joey to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details.